Hello everyone. I'm here to give you a critical summary of the poem Mending Wall penned by Robert Frost. Before that, please share, subscribe and like my EduTech English channel. And shall we start? About the poet. Robert Frost was remarked as the first American who could be honestly reckoned as a master poet by world standards. He was honored in America more than any other literary figure. He was elected as a member of the National Institute of Arts and Letters. He was also nominated as a member of American Academy. Frost has indeed been the most honored of the American poets, receiving the Pulitzer Prize 4 times, honorary degrees more than a score, including degrees from both Cambridge and Oxford, and numerous other prizes, distinctions, fellowships, and special appointments. During the last 40 years of his life, he led a very active public life, reading his poems to the audience, lecturing on poetry, holding special appointments, inaugurating in universities and in the Library of Congress. He crowned his public appearances at the installing ceremony of President John F. Kennedy on Jan 20, 1961, by appearing before the world viewers of television reading. His other literary works were A Boy's Will, Mountain Interval, New Hampshire, etc. Coming to the poem Mending Wall, it is written in the form of a dramatic monologue. The poet appears to be the speaker who expresses his views and liberal attitudes. The other character is the speaker's neighbor, a New England farmer. He does not actually interfere and speak a word, but we get sufficient information about his conservative views and orthodoxy from what the speaker says about him. He has a deep-rooted faith in the value and significance of a well-defined boundary on the ground by erecting a stone wall between the adjacent properties. He does not actually explain the belief, but simply reiterates his father's saying, "Good fences make good neighbors." It is the usual practice that the speaker and his neighbor get together at every spring season to repair the stone walls constructed as a boundary mark between their respective properties. But the speaker is of a different view and asserts that his neighbor's blind utterance to his father's saying is out of ignorance. He suggests that there is some mystical and supernatural power at work in nature, which is against all natural barriers like fences and walls. And at the same time, the poet asks whether artificial barriers are absolutely necessary at a time when we are in need of universal brotherhood. The situation represents a clash between 2 points of view. The real beauty of the poem arises from the contradiction and clash of opposite views. The contradiction is logical, for opposite statements are uttered by two types of people, and both are right. Man cannot live without walls, boundaries, and particularly self-limitations. The passage admits certain symbolic representations as well. The wall is symbolic of man-made barriers. In the voices of the two men, the younger is whimsical new-fashioned speaker and the old-fashioned farmer who replies with his one sentence, his inherited maxim. Some readers hear the clash of two forces, the spirit of revolt, which challenges tradition, and the spirit of restraint, which insists that conventions must be upheld, built up, and continually rebuilt It is not Frost's intention to convey a message. On the surface, monologue is merely descriptive, but it leaves the reader with a sense of puzzlement. The poem is cast in blank verse. There is an artistic balance of iambic pentameter lines with looseness and variety to create a realistic effect of informal conversations. Frost's style is colloquial and dramatic. He does not follow the imagist tradition, which makes poetry a patchwork of riddles. He sticks to the romantic theory that poetry should be spontaneous overflow of powerful emotions. He is a nature poet comparable to Wordsworth. Thank you all, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my channel.